What's up, everybody? Fred Richani, TSC News, here with the rapid recap of UFC 201, Lawler versus Woodley, taking place in Atlanta, Georgia, and live on pay-per-view. Just a quick funny story. Well, not really funny for me. I ordered this pay-per-view, and my cable and internet went down just a little bit before the pay-per-view was about to start. So, it was a little crazy in terms of technical difficulties, so I apologize for the lack of setup tonight, but ended up getting it to work, and this was a pretty good show, I'd say. Was it worth $40-$50? If you're not a hardcore UFC fan, I don't know if I'd say that. If you're a Robbie Lawler fan, if you're a Tyron Woodley fan, if you're just a fan of UFC action and you're accustomed to buying every pay-per-view like I am or attending them, then this wasn't that big of a deal. But compared to, say, UFC 200, compared to what you're going to get with UFC 202, what you got with UFC 199, yeah, unfortunately, this was not at the level. But if you did pay for the show, you did get yet another title change in 2016. The 7th title change in 2016. Holy doodle squat. These champions are dropping like flies. I mean, this is just nuts to think about here. I mean, you had Fabricio Verdum losing to Stipe Miocic. You had obviously John Jones, losing his title last year, and now he's going to lose his interim championship and everything. You have Michael Bisping winning the middleweight championship. Of course, you have the welterweight championship, which was defended tonight, and the winner and new champion is Tyron Woodley, who knocked out Robbie Lawler in the very first round with a vicious right hand. Those punches on the ground were just the exclamation point. And it's hard to tell where a fighter's at when they get knocked out like that early in the fight. But I think for a while now, people have been watching this incredible run Robbie Lawler's been on, and they've been kind of waiting for him to get old, waiting for the mileage to catch up with him. The guy's been fighting since he was 18 freaking years old. I mean, he's had an amazing career renaissance since the Strikeforce acquisition, but at some point, all those shots to the dome, all those shots to the body, when you're doing it for a long time and have the brutal style of Robbie Lawler, eventually it's going to take its toll. But perhaps I'm overanalyzing. Tyron Woodley's a guy that's very dangerous, particularly early in the fight, and he proved that tonight. So congratulations to him. Talked about putting St. Louis and Ferguson on the map. Much respect to Tyron Woodley, and one would expect him to face Stephen Wonderboy Thompson in the very near future. We had Jake Ellenberger TKO Matt Brown with a body kick and punches in round number 1. This was a mild upset in my opinion because Jake Ellenberger hasn't looked really good in recent years. We had Karolina Kowalkiewicz, and I probably butchered that name, but then again, I heard that name pronounced maybe 5 or 6 times differently by Goldberg and Rogan throughout the night. She defeated Rose Namajunas via split decision. Personally, I think it should have just been a unanimous decision, 29-28 across the board. And she will go on now to face Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Eric Perez beat Francisco Rivera via unanimous decision. Ryan Benoit defeated Freddie Serrano via split decision. Wasn't that great of a fight. I actually missed most of this fight because of my technical difficulties, but from what I understand, I didn't miss much. We had Nikita Krylov knock out Ed Herman with a head kick in round number 2. This has been making its way on Vines and on Twitter and everything. Crazy stuff. Why wasn't this on the freaking main card? Not really sure. And we had Jorge Masvidal beat Ross Pearson via unanimous decision. Ross Pearson been pretty active in 2016, but you might want to take a step back here. He's 1-4, I believe, his last 5 fights, and yeah, not looking too good. We had Anthony Hamilton beat Damian Grabowski with a vicious knockout, 14 seconds, round number 1, and just double checking there. Yeah, 1-4 his last 4 fights, Ross Pearson is in 2016, so he might want to take a step back here. And Wilson Hayes defeated Hector Sandoval via rear naked choke, round number 1. I believe this was the fastest submission in UFC flyweight history. Hayes was supposed to fight Mr. Demetrius Johnson, the flyweight champion, the most dominant champion in the UFC today, but unfortunately DJ got injured, had to pull out. Hopefully we'll see that fight down the road, but overall I'd say it was a pretty decent show. I got to catch some of the prelims and everything. I mean, star power wise, this was not a great show. Action wise, I think it was a pretty good show from top to bottom, but if you didn't order this, if you skipped out and are waiting for 202, and you're not a hardcore fan, or you just didn't feel like this card warranted your $40-50, that's completely understandable. You're going to have cards like this, and it's going to be interesting to see what the bottom line is for UFC, because you got to believe not a lot of people order this fight, and it'll be interesting to see what like the baseline is now for low pay-per-view buys. Is it 300,000? Is it 200,000? Should be interesting. But folks, I want to hear from you. What do you think about UFC 201? What do you think about Tyron Woodley, the new welterweight champion? Let me know. Leave a comment below. Tweet us, Facebook us. Do what you got to do. If you enjoyed this update, please like, share, take care. And until next time, everybody, as always, enjoy the fights. And don't forget to subscribe for more UFC updates.